Plug this in real quick. Oh, this is my first vertical live, so this is about to be a banger. So we about to talk about some good stuff. Make sure you like this video. I'm at my house, my new house. I was gonna do a new house vlog, but I got some important stuff to talk about. What qualifies me to talk about this video is that I started a campaign called Buy the Block, and I'm buying up real estate in Detroit in an abandoned neighborhood that I grew up in. And when it comes to that, I'm also going to be invested in commercial real estate, which means that I'm going to help bring jobs. And I'm also invested in building the economy of Detroit. I also work in commercial real estate, so I help people buy and sell buildings, right, where they start businesses, or at least buildings where they start a business. So I also have been studying the decline of Detroit and how we lost jobs and how the population is decreasing and declining. So that is the experience I have. So make sure you like this video. Make sure you subscribe. And another thing I want to talk about is that I have family who retired from these companies, who retired from Chrysler, who retired from Ford, and they had these pensions. And there was a generational gap that happened after these factories collapsed, right? So I'm gonna pull it up just to make sure I have all the correct information. I've never worked at the factories, but I think I have a little bit of information, right? And always drop some in the comments if you think that there's something that I'm missing or whatever. So what I see is, I'm about to look it up. This is why people are striking, just to make sure everything I'm saying is accurate. So, and I'm gonna talk solutions as well. Let me see. And I also heard that the president was there, Joe Biden. So, the pandemic, rising cost of living. Okay, so look, this is what an article said online. The pandemic, rising cost of living, industrial change in technology, and workers' self-determination are all factors in the UAW strike and others. Auto workers say their pay has stagnant, even the profits of Detroit's car company. Even as the profits of Detroit Car Company, and the compensation of their executives have increased. Ooh, okay. Oh man, okay, now I get it. So you talk about the rise in cost of living, you talk about inflation, you talk about technology taking over, you talk about AI, you talk about the robots replacing jobs, you talk about how the pay has stagnant, but you also talk about how the executives' money increased. So you talking about everything is going up in price, right? And then you talking about the executives are making more money, but the people that are working these jobs, their pay is here. So that's going to be a problem. Of course, it's going to be a problem. So I understand why people are striking. Because at the end of the day, if you have a company and your salary is increasing, and then people that are working the company and building your company, their pay is here, and then you talk about the cost of living. So people are going to lose their cars. They're going to default on payments. They can lose their house. They can lose everything. You feel me? Like, and then they have to go find another job. Some of these people are older. They don't know how to, they can go find another job, but who want to go find another job if they've been working at these companies this long? They want to retire. So here's the problem of what I see. The problem is you got a generation who don't know technology and who's older saying, I just want to retire regular. I don't want to do this, right? But then you got technology popping up and there's a shift. So if somebody's, 40 plus, 50 or whatever, let's say like 50 plus, right? Because 40 is fairly young, right? I mean, yeah, even my grandparents in their 50 was active. So let's say like I don't imagine my grandma going to learn tech and technology. I got young grandparents because my mom was a teenager. She was a 15-year-old mom. So when my grandma was 50 plus, I can't imagine her going and trying to learn tech. So imagine these companies doing that while she's there. Of course, I'd be heated too. You feel me? Like, one of the biggest things that I think we can learn from this is that we do have to figure something out, specifically in Detroit, for people who are, who have been working in industrial companies and union companies for a while, and they're hoping to get these, 401ks or pensions or whatever, right? We have to figure something out for them. We can't just leave them out here struggling. You get what I'm saying? Like, we can't just throw them out there, throw them under the bus, expect them to get on like government assistance, right? Because you can't really talk about fair, right? Because nothing in life is fair. But I think something should be done to help them. You get what I'm saying? So I think also here's what people who are younger and I would say 30 and under should start learning tech, should start learning AI. That's not to say go be an engineer and go learn how to, design cars, because I'm not about to do that. But you have to learn it to a certain degree. I'm an entrepreneur, but I use AI all the time. I use AI like ChatGPT to help me write articles, to help me spell check, to help me come up with ideas. And then you could use that to also have a skill to get paid by other companies. Also learn tech in general, learn about electric cars. So you have to learn this stuff because as society adapt and as our economy change, you will be replaced. And you have to adapt. You got a lot of people that's like, oh, I'm just going to stick to driving trucks. I'm going to stick to driving this. You have to find a skill that is not going to change and, something that's always going to be around. And you also have to adapt. That's the biggest thing. Always adapt, always adapt, always adapt, right? But I know people like, my grandma is more so they don't trust things. So when they see things popping up, they don't trust, and that hurts that generation the most because it's like they don't trust a lot of stuff, rightfully so, because that's where they come from. So at the end of the day, I think it should be something done to help them out. And number two, if you're young, that's not to say go to college. Go on YouTube and learn how to use AI. Start downloading these free apps and start practicing because as things change, it will affect your life. I could easily get hired by a company right now doing AI, right? AI, let's say editing, learning how to teach companies how to use ChatGPT, or there's so much you can do with AI, even when it comes to graphics design. There's Photoshop AI now, right? There's my profile pictures are used with AI. There's LinkedIn. You can do just the early integration. Start learning it as much as you can. That's how I blew up on TikTok and got 1 million followers. Soon as TikTok came out, I learned how to do it. Anything that is new and come out, even if it's a fad. When crypto came out, I made some good money off crypto because you adapt, you adapt, you adapt. And this is how this hurts people in poverty the most. Because a lot of time we don't have time to dabble and mess around and other stuff when we trying to pay bills. When real life is hitting you, you don't have time to learn these new things. Trust me, I was homeless last year. I was sleeping on couches. I lost everything. So it's hard for me to study and pass my real estate test because I'm still, like I'm good now, but I was recovering from so much loss that it was taking the life out of me. So how am I going to sit and study when I was trying to put food on the table? And I get it. Like I'm in a good position now, but I mean, I'm not fully where I want to be, but I'm in a really good position now. I could take care of myself and others around me. But it was really hard when life hit. Let's say right now, even if some stuff go down, and my lifestyle is more so of like I'm moving thousands. So let's say like my lifestyle now, I don't live lavish, but it's more so of things for me cost thousands of dollars just because of the industry that I'm in. Real estate, I'm dealing with a lot of wealthy people. So let's say if I need something done, it's gonna take $5,000 plus, right? So let's say if it's getting to like the end of the month and I need something to go, a bag to go do something or take care of something, right? I have to be like, hey, look, I need to get a quick 5 bands or something crazy like that, right? That's just an example. So even for me, right, where it's like if I'm pressed for time and I gotta go pay this person, or I gotta go do this for this person, or I got a business loan from this person, I ain't got time to be sitting down learning a skill or a trade or studying. It's kind of the same when I was trying to find food to eat. If I'm trying to pay my bills, I'm trying to keep food on the table, I ain't got time to be sitting and reading through a book and studying and going to some class or some course. Even for me to go to a real estate class, when I went to my real estate class, I had to have people put money down for me to even take off work to go to this class and learn. I had to literally have people to say, for you to go sit down and take this class and miss out on making money, I'm willing to put money behind you. And that's the hard thing, because when you really out here trying to survive, like you ain't got time to learn it. But the big thing I hear people like Gary Vee say, what are you doing with your time elsewhere? Are you scrolling Facebook? Are you chilling with friends? Are you partying? Are you going out on dates? I had to cut back on dates. I had to cut back on parties. I had to cut back on going out just to make sure I had time to study, 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 grind, 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 study, study, study. And that's one of the big things that if you young, you can learn, because guess what? We gonna go through this too when we get older and times start changing. Like, so we gotta learn. Number one, the takeaway is I think something should be done to help those, or at least give them an opportunity to learn, to adapt with this. Number two, always adapt. Number three, it is hard when you dealing with real life issues to adapt and go learn with the new times, but you have to carve out the time to do that. The excess time you have, if you up scrolling the internet, cut that out and get out and grind. Cause I promise you it's gonna pay off. Like real talk, because ain't nobody gonna come save you. Ain't nobody gonna come help you. Like that's just how life work, you know? So let me see if there is anything in the chat real quick. Also, you make sure you check out buyblockdetroit.com. This is where I am doing all the projects in Detroit to help rebuy the abandoned neighborhood that I grew up. And I'm also going to have to create jobs for people in the neighborhood. Like, you know, so I'm going to deal with the same thing because as I'm building this neighborhood up, I'm going to have to make sure I'm providing jobs for the people. Because that's how the economy is going to thrive. That's how the neighborhood is going to thrive. You can't just go over there and not give people an opportunity to make money. That's why people tear down houses that investors build, because it's like, what this got to do with me, you know? So they'll go tear that down. You get what I'm saying? So I have to be on top of this as well. And if my salary increase as a, you know, CEO, and then I'm exploiting my people, then they're gonna be mad, right? So I get it. It's like you got to take care of the people that's helping you eat. And at the same time, I get it. Like these companies are like, hey, well, learn the skill, learn the trade, right? But at the same time, you got to take care of your people, right? So it's one of them things that my mindset might change as well. And as it changed, I'm the type of person that get and adapt. And I talk about, okay, this is what it's like, right? But all that to say is that I'm going to go through similar things as I continue to build my company and have to provide jobs for people. And this is where I learn. You grow by doing things where you take care of the people. You know what I mean? Because the people will, like, let's say you a king and you have a kingdom and you don't feed your people, they will try to overthrow you. You know, you got to take care of the people, number one. And that's one thing I always believed in. That's why I can walk through the city of Detroit right now, very dangerous city, and be protected because people know that, like, I show love to my people. You know what I mean? So, but any questions about that? Also, make sure you subscribe and like this video. I'm just updating this YouTube stuff right now. So yeah, but when it comes to this strike, I understand why people are mad. But at the same time, like, another thing about that, my question is, will a strike actually help? If people do stop working and companies lose money, yes. Companies will, if people band together, and that's the same thing about like when people was rioting and all that. Yes, when companies start to lose money, they listen. So my big thing is, I'm the type of person that'll go interview somebody who is affected by these strikes, or not affected by the strikes, but yeah, who are affected by the strikes too. Or and I'm the type of person who will interview the people that's working and striking, and go interview somebody who built a company that's affected by the strike if I get the opportunity to do that. Because when people stop working, they're gonna lose money. That's a big part. But then we need people also that can learn how to use the AI that's programming at these companies. If you learn how to use the AI and manage it and repair AI, like let's say if it malfunction, you'll be dangerous. This shirt is still kind of wet. That's why I was looking like that. But that's all I got to say about this strike. Let me know if you got any questions in the comments. Make sure you like, subscribe, and check out ByTheBlockDetroit.com because I'm for the people and for the community, and I love my city, man. We out.